So she is running good. For the first time in about 3-4 months, the car drove over here just fine, no issues whatsoever. And one thing that I had to think back to myself is, I put this car together. I know that everything is good. Why wouldn't it be good? The motor actually came out after it was already in the car because it had a little oil leak, and that's all been addressed. So this car's been about a 2.5 year project at this point. For the first year, I put in a whole bunch of work to get it to just shy of where it is now. Not much progress had been made in the last 1.5 years, and that's all going to change in this video. In the next 2 to 3 weeks, possibly the next month, my goal is by the beginning of December to have this car completely painted, completely done. The car deserves it. You deserve it. We all deserve to see this car finished, and that's exactly what's going to happen.
And now, you're watching the Let Me Start Off With 2 Words Made in America channel of YouTube. Welcome to Bodie Vision.
Hey, so what is up and welcome. Thank you so much for joining me on yet another video. If you're unfamiliar with what this car is, if you haven't seen the entire, there's so many videos of me building this car. What it is a 1988 Honda Accord. Most people see this car and they don't even recognize, or they don't even know the fact that Honda made a Accord hatchback in the late 80s. It ran from 1986 to 1989. That's the 3rd gen Accord, and that's exactly what this is. 3rd gen Accord hatchback with a 5.7 liter LS1 swap with a T56 behind it. I'm gonna start sanding down the body, getting everything ready for paint. The process is I gotta make sure the body is completely dialed 100% and then primed. Spot primed in the areas that's going to have body filler. Once everything is all one consistent surface, the primer's on there, it's sanded nice and smooth, and the body is ready for paint. Then I'm gonna focus on taking the doors off, taking the trunk off, the hatch off, the hood. Then we're gonna focus on jamming out the car. I'm gonna paint the insides of the jams, the insides of the door, the underside of the hatch, the underside of the hood, everything. And then once it's all jammed out, then the car is going to be put back together, and then the outside of the car needs to be painted all at once so it's a uniform look, uniform color, uniform coat, and it looks really nice. So that's the process that I'm going to get started in. So the first step is to get the body dialed, and then later on we'll focus on blowing the entire car apart. And let's just get started. Nothing to it but to start doing it now, right? me interrupt the workflow really quickly one more time. I just want to mention, I have the windows masked off. This is not masked off for paint. This is because the windows are out of there. I'm going to be sanding the car. I don't want dust to get all into the car as I'm sanding it. So this masking, that's for that purpose. That's it. Back to work. That I wanted to get the body dialed in and then get the car blown apart. But as I started working, I was sanding, and over in this area, I kept crashing into the trim, and I noticed that it was really dirty. It was really dirty under there, so one thing led to another. I just decided to pull off all the trim. When you're painting a car, especially doing a color change on a car, there's a couple of different ways that you can approach it. And I don't look at this as one way or the other. It is definitely somewhat of a spectrum. One side of the spectrum is going to be pull apart absolutely everything. That means all of the glass, all of the door handles, every single thing, headlights, taillights, anything that you can pull apart, take it apart. Fenders off, bumpers off, everything comes off. That's one extreme. The other extreme would be take off nothing and just mask some stuff off. Now with this car, I'm looking at it as what's going to be best for the car, and that's how you got to look at every single thing. I'm going to take off everything that I can possibly take off, but the door handles, for example, there's good separation right here, meaning paint is going to get up under there. And I tried looking at the clips. They're extremely old, extremely crusty. They're from 1988. Keep that in mind. So I don't want to risk taking them off. Now, if it was a handle that needed to be painted, or if it came right up on top of where the body is, meaning there was no separation at all, I would do what I had to do to take them apart, risking, if the clips broke, hoping that I could find new ones, maybe even source new ones, then take it apart just in case I need to have a backup plan. But with this one, for example, the safest bet is going to be to leave them, and they're going to be black and they're going to stay black, so that's no big deal. The windshield is going to be the same way. I'm going to leave it on. Typically you'd want to take it off, but to find this windshield, to find all these pieces, it's not worth it. On the door over here, I have a really good gap, so I'm not worried about it on the door. I took off this weather stripping. That was easy enough. The only thing that I got to worry about is up top, and I'm just going to have to take my time and tape that really well. So everything came off really good. The rear quarter glass even came out. That was screwed in with different brackets and bezels, which is really different for a car. Typically, the rear quarter glass can't come off unless you get it professionally removed, because it's usually glued onto the vehicle, just like the front window and back window, or front windshield and rear windshield. So I wanted to blow it apart to make the process a little bit easier. It's going to come out better, and as I'm sanding, I'm able to get all up in here, especially in here. You guys saw how dirty that was, what a mess that was, and how clean it is now. It's really nice. Paint job is 90% prep, 10% paint work. If you prep it out good, it's going to turn out good. So let's just keep moving. Now I want to get into sanding the car. I already got this side sanded last night. Marked out where I need to do some body work. I like to look to see where I need to do body work while there's still glossy clear coat on the car, because you can get down, look down the side, and see the reflection where those dents are. So I like to do that way. I mark them, sand them, but as I'm sanding them, I try to not get them off, and then I'll come back and remark them if I need to. So this little clip was a lot of talking, but I wanted to fill you guys in on my mindset in case you're planning on doing a process very similar. You know the way that I approach it. And let's just get back to work. Come on, man. So as you just saw with a lot of that metal in some of those areas, some of those holes were holes from when I was messing around with side skirts and different variations, and I kind of was just thinking that all of it would be covered, so I was kind of just going a little bit crazy, drilling holes, putting Clecos. Now we actually ditched the side skirt idea for round one, for phase one, so I just wanted to weld those shut, put a little bit of filler over them, and make them nice, sealed, clean, and ready to go. There's going to be no evidence of those holes ever even being there, and with them being welded shut, that's the proper way to do them. Some people might just try to fill them in, but I'm not worried about some people. I'm worried about what I'm doing. So the next thing that we have to do is just keep moving. Anywhere I have body filler needs to have primer on it. Now the hood, this area on the hood, I had to take it down to bare metal, and that's pretty common on this front edge or the leaning edge where it has an issue. That issue is actually called crow's feet or cracking, where the cracks go all the way down to the metal. So you have to sand them out all the way to the metal, or else by the time you prime it, seal it, and paint it, those cracks are going to pop back up. So a lot of times guys strip the entire hood because it usually happens everywhere, but just this edge it was happening on, so I'm good with that. I took it down to bare metal. I'm going to put some etching primer. I just have a can of that right over here. So it's real simple. I don't got to worry about mixing up any kind of paint. I can just etch right over that metal, and then we'll put actual primer over that. Then I'll sand that, and it's just part of a process. The process is a long process, and we just got to keep chipping away at it. Before we know it, this entire thing is going to be painted. Alright, so as of right now, at this point, we have the car well on its way to being ready for paint. We got the hood etched out. So another thing is this whole top edge of the fender was cracked up really bad, and those cracks went all the way down to metal. So as you saw, I just got this down to metal. And another thing, I wanted to actually... Okay, now talk.
Okay.
Say thank you for watching my videos.
Thank you for watching my videos.
So that tape right there, hold on, baby. Give me just 1 second. I'm gonna take you, and then I'm gonna throw you out of the shop so I can finish. 1, 2. So the tape on this fender, I didn't want to get any paint inside the hood, so I went ahead and I backmasked it, meaning the sticky side was towards me on the fender, and then I rolled that over onto the hood just to prevent any paint from getting up under the hood. Now a couple other things that I want to talk about. Chill out, man! Anyways, a couple other things that I want to talk about. So in the last video, I was talking about the giveaway. So the giveaway on the Acura Integra, the giveaway is not going to happen. Number one, and the main reason why, is because when I posted that video, my comment section was just completely covered with scam accounts. These scam accounts take my profile picture and my name, and they're just called like promotions at Bodyvision, which isn't the name of the channel. They just change it to whoever's account they're trying to attack or scam. And I talked to a couple other people about it, Brian from Paint Society, and he told me he's tried to do giveaways before, and his whole page was just taken over by scam accounts. What, baby? So his whole page was just completely taken over by scam accounts, And with my condition, the number one thing that I gotta do is remain stress-free and live a stress-free lifestyle, and that sounds kind of stressful. So unfortunately, right now, I'm gonna have to pass on the giveaway. The car is just gonna be for sale. It's actually on Marketplace right now, listed for $9,000. I've had quite a bit of interest at the time that I'm posting this. I still have the car. If you're actually interested in the Acura Integra, you can message me on it. Like I said, I still got it up. $9,000 is my asking price, and that would take the car. Anyways, the giveaway, I addressed that. The Accord, we are well on our way to being painted. I know I said I wanted it painted by the beginning of next month. Dude, I think we're gonna get this thing knocked out. Working at home is next level, the amount of stuff that I'm able to get done. I don't know if it's apparent to you with this video, but in the last 2 days that I've been working on this, also a lot of this was filmed during the hurricane. I'm actually able to work during the hurricane while everybody else had to take the day off, which is really nice. So we got a lot of stuff done in the past 2 days. Like I said, it might not look like that, but man, I can for sure feel it. We're gonna have this car painted before you know it, and then we're gonna be on to our next project. So, Ava, help me out. So if you enjoyed this video, thanks so much for watching. I want you to leave in the comment section down below what you thought. I want to know what you thought about everything. If you were excited for the giveaway, I appreciate your support, but I'm sorry that we're not going to be doing that. Not at this time. Maybe in the future I'll have a car that we can do a giveaway on, but it's not going to be done on this one. So thank you guys so much for watching. Check out my Patreon. The link will be down below. New video going up there weekly. Like this video, comment, subscribe, do all the stuff. You know what it is, YouTube. We will see you on the next one. We're out. Say bye.
Bye.
Say bye. See ya.
Bye.
Say bye.
Bye, dude.
See,
Bye. See ya later, alligator.
say I'm out.
I'm out.
See ya.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.
Good night.
Bye.
See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye.
That's it.
That's it.
Bye.
Bye.